In Chapter 6, the primary thing that we looked at was doing weather reports. And doing in weather reports, we had some weather-specific words and vocabulary that we wanted, and that vocabulary is available on your unit books and in Quizlet. With regards to weather, one of the things we looked at is the idea that this was probability. And in probability, we can't use des because des is definite, and so we had to use dash show. The other thing we looked at was how reviewed was how to say sometimes, which was the idea of tokidoki, and we looked at the kanji that allowed us to repeat a character. So tokidoki. The other one word that we saw here was becoming, but we understand that this becoming nochi is only used for weather reports. We also took a look at temperature and wind. Those are pretty straightforward. In temperature, we looked at things not only in degrees, but things that were hot or cold. And when we looked at cold, which was samui, we also looked at the difference between cold in weather and cold like a cold drink. And we were reminded that that was sumetai. So it's a really good multiple choice question to give you a blank and cola des. With your understanding that to fill in the blank, you need to have sumetai to fill in the blank, not samui. We also looked at whether in the weather chapter, in the chapter 6 chapter, about wanting things, wanting to do things, and needing things. And wanting things, it is very, very clear that when you want a thing, it has to be a thing that you can see. So that was always my requirement. Could I potentially see it? So in wanting things, it's a see, something you can see. Our signal is ga, and then our word is hoshi, followed by des. Tatoeba, pizza ga hoshi desu. New York ga hoshi desu. It's a thing. Tabemono ga hoshi desu. And in all of these, it's I want something. When we are working with hoshi desu, we can also change it to say things like I don't want or I did want. And what's key here is that it ends in an E with a des. So we treat it just like an E adjective. So it will be hoshkunai desu, I don't want it. Or hoshikatta desu, I did want it. Or hoshkunakatta desu, I didn't want it. Now, when you are wanting things and you don't want a thing, but you want to do something, the basis that you're starting with is with a verb. And you know you have a verb because it ends in mas. For example, I want to eat pizza, or I want to make cookies. And in this case, we have to drop the mas, and we have to add tai and des. For example, I want to eat would be tabe tai des. When you're working with this tabe tai des, you write your regular sentence, and all you do is change the last to the tai, don't forget the des. If you wanted to say I don't want to eat, we pay attention to the fact that has an E in the des, so that would be tabe ta kunai des. Tabe takatta des for I wanted to eat. And tabe ta kunakatta des, I didn't want to eat. Make special attention that this is a des here and not a must. That's a favorite multiple choice question. We also talked about needing something. And when we need something, it has to be an item. It has to be a thing. And then it's simply ga irimasu. This is a regular verb, irimasu. So if you want to say I don't need it, then it would be irimasen or irimashita or irimasen deshita. So you could say pen ga irimasu. I need a pen. Iいですね. You could say pen ga hoshii desu. I want a pen. But you'd have to say, shukudai ga shitai desu. I want to do my homework. Our key here is the to. If you say, I want to, then you know you're dealing with tai. The other thing students always ask me is, what if you need to do something? And needing to do something is something you must do, and I always say you must wait until grade 11 to do that.